Imagine the clash of titans in the entertainment world, a beloved media powerhouse like Disney facing off against a tech giant like Google over who gets to control what we watch. It's a showdown that's got everyone talking, pitting innovation against tradition in a battle for fair play and streaming. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this really about competition, or is it a power grab that could change how we access our favorite shows forever? Let's dive into the details. Leaders from Disney Entertainment, including Dana Walden and Alan Bergman, along with ESPN's Jimmy Pitaro, have publicly criticized YouTube TV, the streaming service owned by Google, for allegedly attempting to eliminate competition. This accusation stems from a heated disagreement known as a carriage dispute, which is basically a negotiation over how much a streaming platform pays to carry certain TV channels. For beginners, think of it like this. Just as cable companies pay TV networks to include their shows in packages, streaming services do the same. If they can't agree, channels might get pulled, leaving viewers without access. In this case, YouTube TV dropped Disney's popular channels, including ABC, National Geographic, and ESPN, at the end of last week because the two sides couldn't hammer out a new distribution deal. To clarify, a distribution deal sets the terms for how and at what cost the channels are made available on the platform. Even though the channels are off the service right now, representatives from both companies are still in talks, hoping to resolve the issue. YouTube TV has its side of the story too. The Google-owned service claims that Disney's proposed terms would put their subscribers at a disadvantage by favoring Disney's own live TV offerings, like Hulu Plus Live TV. In other words, YouTube argues that the deal would make it harder for them to compete fairly, potentially raising costs or limiting options for viewers. But Disney isn't backing down. In a pointed statement, the company highlighted Google's massive market value, a whopping $3 trillion, suggesting that this financial muscle allows them to push for deals that undercut the standard rates Disney has successfully negotiated with other distributors. For example, Disney notes that they've reached equitable agreements with everyone from traditional cable providers to other streaming giants. So why should YouTube be different? And this is the part most people miss, the human element. Walden, Bergman, and Pitaro penned an internal memo to their staff, expressing frustration that YouTube TV is not interested in a fair deal. They described how the platform's actions show a lack of concern for customers and reflect an ongoing attitude in negotiations where Google uses its immense power and resources to squash rivals and diminish the worth of the very content that helped build YouTube TV's audience. To put it in perspective, Disney's channels aren't just any programming. They're packed with must-watch sports, news, and entertainment that millions tune in for daily. The executives stressed that to keep delivering the high-quality shows viewers crave, think thrilling ESPN games or gripping ABC dramas, Disney must resist these underhanded tactics that threaten their business integrity and the value of their creative efforts. They're simply asking for what they get from every other provider, reasonable rates that reflect the true worth of their channels. This isn't an isolated spat. YouTube TV has had similar clashes with other broadcasters, like Univision, whose channels have been missing from the service for over a month. And for Disney, this marks a repeat performance. It's not the first time their lineup has vanished from YouTube TV, echoing a dispute back in 2021 that was eventually settled. Now, here's the controversial twist that sparks debate. Is Google truly trying to stifle competitors, or is Disney holding out for exorbitant fees that could raise prices for everyday subscribers? Some argue that big tech companies like Google are essential for democratizing media access, innovation, and competition, whereas others see them as monopolistic bullies. What do you think? Should streaming giants like Disney and Google prioritize fair negotiations, or is there room for more ruthless bargaining in the pursuit of better deals? Does this dispute highlight a broken system that favors deep-pocketed corporations over viewers' convenience? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you side with Disney's stance for fairness, or do you believe Google deserves more flexibility? Let's get the conversation going.